bag, buddy? Yep. What's in your bag, mate, besides the clothing? Anything else?
Today, in Brisbane, officers are concerned about an X-ray of a bag belonging to an Australian man who's returning from Thailand. The image has picked up 4 suspicious-looking objects which may contain something prohibited.
So on the X-ray, we've located 4 what looks to be glass vials within his luggage. We've decided to have a further look at these just to clarify what exactly these items are in his luggage. So is it just Bangkok, or you go to other places?
No, I went to Phuket.
Yep.
Phuket for a week, Pattaya for 3 weeks.
As the search gets underway, officers notice that the man is constantly yawning, which can either be a sign that it has been a long flight or that he is nervous about what officers may find.
It's nothing untoward, and you don't have any other movies or anything?
X-rated movies.
Yeah.
The bag is now empty, but there is no sign of the glass vials. The original X-ray is rechecked, and there is definitely something there that needs to be located.
Sound anything like that? They look like vials, don't they? It's not in that.
There is a chance that the man's gone to considerable trouble to conceal the items, and he won't be free to cross the border until they are found.
Everything inside is yours? Yes. Yes? Okay. I need to open your bags.
Biosecurity officers have pulled aside a passenger at Sydney Airport after he was seen behaving inappropriately.
This man caught our attention when he was waiting to be processed through the X-ray, where he was actually spitting on the ground. You have to open your bags for me.
Too long.
No, it's not too long. You need
Not too long.
Sir, you need to open your bags. Can you help me, please? Open around here.
And the passenger's bad behaviour is starting to get personal.
Excuse me? Do not swear at me, sir.
Shut up.
Do not swear at me again, sir.
I don't want to too bad is too bad. I Australia citizen. To Australia too bad. What happened?
I ask you not to swear at me. I am not swearing at you.
After 20, you know, it's
Excuse
too
me,
bad.
sir.
Double check.
Do not swear at me again.
The man seems unwilling to open his bags.
No key, no key.
And an X-ray of the contents may explain why.
We can see that there are quite a large number of organic items showing up on the X-ray, which more than likely means that it's food.
Okay, this is you again?
Yeah.
He maintains he has nothing to declare and is refusing to hand over the keys. So officers have no choice but to use force to access his suitcase.
We've got to do our job.
Yeah.
What is this?
这个买一瓶 tea, you know, tea, 詹姆斯 tea, green tea, 詹姆斯 tea, tea, here's special tea. I drink in Australia, you know. You understand?
I do understand, sir. His behaviour is very abnormal for someone that's going through a standard procedure. He's getting very personal, using profanities. I'm just going to have to try and restrain him from continuing, otherwise I might have to go further and call the Australian Federal Police.
Despite the warnings, the man then spits in the nearby bin, and it seems he is far from finished with his extreme behaviour. Australian Border Force officers are stationed at all of Australia's international mail centres to keep a vigilant lookout for any illegal contraband being smuggled into the country.
Okay, have a look at this one here. Looks like some sort of pistons. Looks like there might be some inconsistencies here.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit too much orange, too much organic for what you'd expect in a what looks like a car part. What have we got, 6 or 8 machine parts? Going to a company?
No, just going to an individual.
No, I think the density here, the organic, warrants further investigation. If we have a closer look at it, it just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense that these machine parts would be going to an individual.
package, which has been sent from India, is opened by Australia Post and will now be examined more closely.
See if any of them are loose.
Yeah, it looks like there could be a join there.
From the X-ray image earlier, it's really this bottom section of the piston that we're interested in, which could be easily explained by fluid or lubricant, but also could just about be anything organic, and that includes all our narcotic and precursors.
Narcotics have previously been found to be cleverly concealed within machinery parts, and there are subtle indicators suggesting that this may be another case.
Yeah, this one's interesting. Unlike the others, this appears to have some sort of adhesive.
And it looks like it might have been glued back together.
Border Force officers in Brisbane are struggling to locate 4 small vials hidden somewhere inside the bags of an Australian man returning from Thailand.
Okay, so first examination through the bag, we haven't actually found the small vials. We've gone and had a further look on the X-ray to find which part of the bag they're in, and we'll do some further examinations in his actual clothing, see if it's actually concealed within any of his items.
Now, every piece of clothing will need to be thoroughly searched. His toiletry bag is rechecked, as is his briefcase, but there is still no success. The last place the vials could be hidden is in his bag of dirty washing that will be checked on X-ray. And it looks like this is what officers have been looking for. Officer Ben finds several rolled-up socks and a pair of underpants, and all of them feel as though they have something hidden inside.
So, what can you tell me about these?
I Australia citizen. To Australia, to buy double check. What happened?
I asked you not to swear at me. I am not swearing
I'm
at you.
20, you know. This is to buy double check.
Do not swear at me again.
At Sydney Airport, Biosecurity Officer Andrea is doing her best to deal with this aggressive passenger returning from a trip to China.
And I've asked him not to do that before. I don't appreciate the profanities coming from his mouth. However, we have to do what we have to do. You have a lot of tea, sir.
I will see tea. This one nothing.
So you
This
need
one open, you know, tea, you know, blacken. You know?
don't yell. I'm not yelling at you, sir. I am not yelling at you.
You smart, you know, you did it smart, you know. No stupid, you high.
That's your opinion. Stop swearing. He's very distressed and disgruntled about something. So first of all, I'm going to try and calm him down and ask him not to swear, and we'll go ahead with our inspections and see why he's the way he is today.
The man's bags are full of undeclared organic material, and it's not long before some prohibited items are located.
Okay, what's this?
Yes.
What is
This one
it?
is food, you know, food is
Mushroom.
cooking
Yes,
food,
mushroom.
you know, nice one.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
Not okay.
The mushrooms are not commercially packaged and could contain harmful contaminants such as mold or soil. They'll need to be inspected further as even more potential biosecurity risks are located.
So you, this,
Yeah, put my car is
Yes.
locking, 12, every day 12. In Australia, locking, very locking. You understand?
stop yelling at me, sir. Okay, listen, sir. Listen to me. This, you should have said yes to question 7. Okay? This is a part of a plant. I
I don't
understand.
know.
They're part of a plant material. All this, you should have declared here. You said no, no, no.
Failing to declare such a large amount of organic material means this angry passenger may be facing a large fine.
What happened trust you working here?
Yeah, this is my job.
Understand, you know? Come on, you know?
Stop swearing. Stop swearing.
So, what can you tell me about these?
Australian Border Force officer Ben has just discovered some vials hidden inside the dirty washing of an Australian man returning from a holiday in Thailand.
Nandrolone, Deco. I don't have access to it in Australia. I can get it from Thailand.
He claims the drug is for treating a recent injury.
I take it. Oh, obviously, burnt my leg.
Yep.
It's not testosterone. It's to repair muscle.
In fact, nandrolone is a testosterone as well as an anabolic steroid used to build muscle, and he doesn't have a permit or prescription.
See, at this point in time, you have committed an offence. You've brought in a prohibited import across the border.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what to do.
But he will need to come up with a convincing explanation if he wants to avoid a criminal prosecution.
There's a little bit of damage here. Looks like it's been held in a vice.
And this one's got drill marks there as well. Could be an indication that it's been tampered with.
Australian Border Force officers suspect that 8 pistons sent from India are being used to smuggle in narcotics.
The pistons appear to be a commercial consignment, but there's a few indicators that that's not the case. Shoddy workmanship. Anything we see which doesn't look like it's consistent with what we'd expect wouldn't have these layers of, from what we can see, adhesive here and a few scratches.
Pistons are a precise piece of machinery and should all be identical.
So we're weighing them to see if there's further inconsistencies, and straight away we see that one of them weighs more than the other. You'd expect the exact same pistons, they should weigh the same, so that's definitely suspicious. Yeah, I think we need to see if we can open them up and have a look.
We'll just drill through and see what we find.
No meat, Chinese sugar, some of these, no chocolate.
I can find out. I'll have a translator translate that.
At Sydney Airport, this highly agitated passenger could be facing a hefty fine, as 15 kilograms of undeclared organic material has been found in his luggage.
This is China, this department, no double check, okay, go.
Sir, China's
You know?
different to Australia. This is Australia, not China,
This is
sir.
Australia citizen, is nothing, you know, kind of
Ignoring his tirade, biosecurity officers turn their attention to the high-risk foodstuffs he is carrying.
Andrea has inspected the passengers' bags and he didn't declare anything. And what she's found is beef lollies. These are actually made out of beef. And beef from China is a prohibited item because some of their animals can have foot and mouth disease. So we don't let any beef products into Australia unless they come via an import permit.
Sir, please don't walk away when I'm talking. No, you can't smoke here. Sir.
Also a prohibited item, they're Chinese red dates. These very quickly become a weed that's very hard to control. When they're whole, they have the seed, and that's what we're trying to stop coming in.
You give me, happy, this is one bag, happy.
I will.
Okay.
His prohibited items will be destroyed, but failing to declare them is an offence and carries a penalty.
Judging by already how he's behaving, it's actually going to be very interesting to see what he's going to be like when he's going to be told that he's going to be issued with an infringement notice today.
This give me really open.
So we'll see how he's going to go with that.
Australian Border Force officers are drilling into a machine piston sent from India, as they believe it contains an illegal concealment.
Oh yeah,
Looks like white powder.
but it's certainly not what you'd expect inside a piston. Just field test that. and see what
Grab some
comes
test
up.
kits.
It's suspected that the white powder may be ephedrine, which is used by criminals to manufacture methamphetamine or ice.
So when I break the second ampule now, it should go purple if it's ephedrine, and yep, and that's positive for ephedrine. I think it's safe to assume that there's a concealment in each of the pistons.
Yeah, from the X-ray image, that'd be the case. We're satisfied that there are precursors to narcotics in this package, so the next thing for us to do is to transfer this whole package to our investigations team.
In Brisbane, this Australian man has been caught trying to enter the country with prohibited anabolic steroids.
We've located him within his dirty washing, concealed within underwear and socks. We believe this may be a way of avoiding customs or extra scrutiny by putting him in with dirty washing.
And it's not the first time he's done it.
So he brought this stuff into Australia before? Yep.
Inquiries will be made to see if this resulted in any charges. But for now, Officer Ben needs to read the man his rights, as he's committed a criminal offence and he will likely be facing prosecution.
All right, so before we go any further, you're just going to have to listen to what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
You do not have to say or do anything.
Yeah.
But anything you do say or do, maybe use as evidence.
Yeah.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
His bags are repacked and he will be taken to an interview room for further questioning. But Officer Ben still has a concern.
So are you carrying anything else on your body at all today?
Biosecurity officers at Sydney Airport are about to issue this unhappy passenger with a fine.
You failed to declare on the card, okay? So today, there'll be a fine of $340.
300. No money. I don't know. I don't.
Okay, well, if you don't have the money, we can go to court or you can pay today.
I go to court. Okay, I don't.
You want to go to court?
Yeah, court. For the local, high court, doesn't matter.
Okay, so,
I don't know. This one is food. This Nairobi food. I don't know.
yeah, but
It's
that's,
no gun, no come to offer the house, no gun, no. You know, it's.
so you need to calm down and listen to me. So,
I
I'm
don't understand. You know, in this country, me is life very, very hard. You know, is from Central give me family money. You know, from Australia government. You know, you charge me money, some Australia government not happy. You know.
Don't come too close to me.
You have to Central, you know.
Stop, just listen, please listen. You will be here for another at least 2 hours. Because to go to court, we have to do a record of interview.
Doesn't matter. 200.
No, you can't bargain.
I don't understand. Which
You
one?
can't bargain with the government. No, 340 is the fine set by the Australian government. Okay, I don't put the fines on. You're right, okay? All right. You pay today, and then you can go home and you can go have your cigarette. Okay. So we'll pack your bag. He's already agitated enough. He just wants to go out and have a cigarette. So he's going to pay the fine today. He'll be told next time that he needs to declare, and he won't spend as much time with us here. And hopefully he's learned his lesson today, and he'll do the right thing in future.
So are you carrying anything else on your body at all today? That's all right. So you've not got any other, that's it?
No.
Having already found 4 vials of steroids hidden inside this man's dirty laundry, Border Force officers want to conduct a frisk search to make sure that he doesn't have any more on his body.
So you're now detained for the purpose of research?
Yep.
All right, this officer here is going to run his hands over the outside of your clothing.
Oh, yeah, no, you're all right, mate. You're all right.
Got anything in your...
Sorry, mate. You're all right. Here we go.
nothing is found during the search.
No issues with the way search was performed? Okay, so you're no longer detained?
Yep.
Okay. So what we're doing is to set up a room.
He will now be taken to a private room and officers will conduct a record of interview to set the groundwork for a prosecution.
These all your bags? Yeah? Okay, and you packed them?
At Sydney Airport, Australian Border Force officers are questioning a woman returning home from Vietnam. Her passport indicates that while she was away, she made a short trip to Thailand, and officers want to know why.
To Thailand?
Yeah.
4 days?
Yeah.
How come? What for? What did you do in Thailand?
Thái Lan come qua đây Việt Nam go Việt Nam Thái Lan go Thái Lan for day holiday.
Holiday?
Okay, so this woman's arrived on the Vietnam Airlines flight. She went to Vietnam and then went to Thailand, and now she's gone back to Vietnam and then travelled to Sydney, which is a little bit irregular for travel movements. So I need to ascertain whether this woman went away for holiday purposes or there's something else there.
Money? This one?
No money.
No money?
No.
None at all?
No.
You have job? You work?
The woman explains she is a carer for her sister and that she is on a pension.
How much did it cost? Your holiday? How much money?
Yeah, ticket 2,000.
Ticket 2,000?
Yeah.
Lots. A lot of money.
Officer Alicia needs to determine how the woman could afford to fund her 6-week trip on such little income. And a photo album in her handbag may provide a clue.
Who's this?
Fan.
Boyfriend?
Yes.
Boyfriend? Live in Australia or Thailand?
Vietnam.
Vietnam?
Yeah.
Friend?
Fan.
Boyfriend? Boyfriend, yeah? Did him pay money for your ticket?
No, pay money eat Thailand.
He paid for you to eat?
Yeah. Hotel.
You paid for the hotel?
Yeah.
But there are concerns her boyfriend's generosity may have had an ulterior motive.
Did he give you stuff to bring to Australia? Did this man give you drugs? Did he give you any drugs?
In Melbourne, a young Croatian woman who's already spent 3 months holidaying in Australia is returning from a brief trip to New Zealand.
All right, so why are you in Australia today?
I come back because my friends are coming soon.
Okay.
And I will wait them, and then we will see the next plans.
She claims the group of friends intend to travel around Australia for a few months before going on to Bali and Fiji.
So right now you have about 500 Australian dollars.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any credit cards?
No.
No. You don't have that much money.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
I was planning just to talk with my mother to send me more money.
But it's not just her lack of funds that is of concern. Officers have information that she may have breached her tourist visa by working illegally when she was last here.
We did have a look at your phone and there were messages relating to work. And specifically, it said that you were working on Chapel Street.
Yeah.
So, firstly, what is that about?
That was opening a pop-up store where I only help. That's not a job. I don't want to work here. I just helped because my friend asked me, can I?
How often did you do that?
Oh, nothing. Maybe 2 days.
2 days.
Before opening, and that's it.
Okay.
But this is considered to be work, and further text messages reveal she intends to do the same on this visit.
I must look for a job. What kind? Waitering. I'm a tourist here, but I need some money. So how long are you in Melbourne for? I will see if I found a good job. Can you tell me about these messages?
Yeah. Okay, that's
This student arriving from China has indicated that he has nothing to declare. But an X-ray image of his bag is showing one large object of concern.
It's organic. I want to have a good look and see what it is. Did you understand all the questions on the card? Okay. So it's something that's come up on the image, so I just want to see what it is. Okay?
And what is discovered inside his suitcase is surprising.
So I've opened up the bag and I found a cooked duck. All right. So can you read question 6?
Meat and duck, fish.
Right. And what did you say?
No.
You said no.
Yeah, I just put it last minute.
You have plenty of time to tell us that you have a duck in your bag. This is a legal document.
Oh, yeah.
You can be fined $340 for not declaring that. And there's plenty of information on the card for you to have declared this item in your language. It's very serious.
But this student is determined to get out of paying any penalty for his false declaration.
So can I speak to your...
Yes, I'll call my supervisor. So just wait here.
Did this man give you drugs? Did he give you any drugs?
Australian Border Force officers are trying to work out how this woman afforded a 6-week trip to Asia when she lives on the pension and has very little money.
You pay for your holiday?
She claims her holiday was partly funded by her boyfriend, who lives in Vietnam.
The ticket was only Vietnam and back. Then she got to Vietnam, the next day she went to Thailand for 4 days. Then she went back to Vietnam for the rest of the 5 weeks. Just says holiday, but with this bloke.
And it seems the majority of the items in her bag have also been paid for by the man she says is her boyfriend.
Or this? Him?
Yep.
Him?
Half. Yep, him, half. Me, half, him, half.
Okay. Him?
Yeah, half.
Half.
Yeah.
Him? Yours?
Yeah, half.
Half. Why? Why did you go half with the cream?
Money, half.
Criminals have developed sophisticated methods of concealing narcotics in everyday products. And officers have noticed something unusual about this packet of rice paper that the woman is carrying.
You need your hands, seriously.
Yeah, okay. It's pretty heavy.
A swab test will check for any traces of illegal substances.
Man 266.
So we've had a bit more of a look at your phone, and it says things like, I must look for a job, what kind, waitering, I'm a tourist here, but I need some money.
Australian Border Force officer Yuki believes this Croatian backpacker intends to work illegally if allowed into Australia.
Can you tell me about these messages?
At first I was thinking about that, but no, I'm not crazy. It's too big risk.
So you were thinking of working?
In that situation, yeah, but because...
That was only a month ago. So you're saying that a month ago you were thinking of working, but now you've decided you're not going to work. It's making it really hard for me to believe that you are actually here as a genuine tourist.
Yeah, I know. I didn't come here to work.
Alright, so based on the information I've received from you so far, I believe that there may be grounds to cancel your visa. You stated that you have 378 Australian dollars in a Croatian bank account and 60 Australian dollars cash, which is insufficient to fund your holiday plans.
The notice is issued and the woman is given a chance to prepare a response. She will now need to convince immigration of a very good reason as to why she should be allowed to enter Australia and not be returned home on the next flight.
Are you in drugs? Is there drugs in there?
In Sydney, Australian Border Force officers suspect this woman returning from Vietnam may be trying to smuggle in narcotics. And a drug swab from her suspiciously heavy packet of rice paper has just returned a positive result.
It's come back positive for pseudoephedrine. It's a precursor for the manufacture of ice, and we're seeing a lot more of it coming in and a lot more coming in foodstuffs. So I want to take a closer look at the food items. Some criminals and criminal syndicates try to either impregnate the pseudoephedrine or the ephedrine within food items. Sometimes they make the item completely out of the pseudoephedrine. I've given Justin a piece and tried to grind it down to see if they've impregnated it through it.
Back at the bench, Officer Alicia continues to search the rest of the woman's luggage.
What's in there? What is it? Why? Heavy. Fish?
Yep.
There is a strong odour coming from the suitcase. The case contains no clothing, just a large amount of seafood. But there is a problem.
It's not frozen.
Yeah.
It's raw. It's raw. That's why I smell.
Her raw seafood could pose a major biosecurity threat.
Feel it. Hang on. It's warm.
No.
But it's what Officer Alicia discovers in the bottom of the bag that makes this situation a lot worse.
I've opened up the bag and I found a cooked duck.
This student arriving from China is trying to avoid a $340 fine after being caught making a false declaration, and has asked to speak to a supervising biosecurity officer.
The passenger had been to Australia on 3 separate occasions, so he would have been fully aware that you must declare any food items, and especially poultry, protecting our poultry industry from avian influenza and Newcastle disease.
And Supervising Officer Denise is unlikely to make an exception.
He's asked to speak to my supervisor.
Yep, no problem. Okay. You had an opportunity to declare it, and you have chosen to say you have no meat and no poultry, so you will be fined $340 today.
Actually, I just forgot because the last.
I'm sorry. You are responsible for everything in your bag. Forgot is not an excuse. I'm sorry. You will be fined $340 today for not declaring poultry. This officer will look after you.
But there is still one more shock in store for this passenger.
And then you can go, but you can't have this item. It'll be destroyed.
All right.
It seems the key message still hasn't got through.
You can't bring any meat items into Australia at all.
Please should find me.
Sorry? Yes, yes. You could be prosecuted for not declaring.
You just destroyed it. Just let me
I will be destroying it. Had you declared it,
okay.
say, yep. All right, okay. I'll just get you to sign this
At
here.
least the penalty has made an impression.
I cannot bring it into Australia, so but still in $340 fine, so it's quite disappointing.
It's not frozen.
Yeah.
While searching for narcotics, Australian Border Force officers have discovered that this woman's suitcase is full of raw fish, which hasn't been refrigerated during the 10-hour flight from Vietnam.
Raw.
It's raw. That's why I smell.
And Officer Alicia has just made another unpleasant discovery.
Maggot.
And it seems the infested seafood may have been headed for a local restaurant.
What's it for? To eat?
Yeah.
You're gonna eat this?
Pen.
Your friend's gonna eat it?
Yeah, pen. But they
They have a hotel?
Yeah.
Shop? Friend's shop?
Shop, yep, shop.
What, cooked Vietnamese food?
Vietnamese shop.
In the examination room, her packet of rice paper, which returned a positive result for traces of illicit substances, is now ready for secondary testing.
So this is a chemical test for precursors. I expect the substance to turn a purpley colour. I've got a blue colour, so to me that's indicating there's no presence of pseudoephedrine.
Though the rice paper gets the all clear, officers still have concerns.
It is very odd to think that an iron scan result would come back positive for ephedrine, so I think we need to look a little bit further with this passenger.
Okay, I'll get you to read this.
This explains.
Officers need to be sure this passenger is not concealing anything on her body.
Okay.
You understand? You consent to the search?
Yep.
There is one place in particular they are interested in. Australian Border Force officers suspect this Croatian backpacker intends to work illegally if she's allowed into the country, and have issued her with an intention to cancel her visa. This is her last chance to convince them otherwise.
And what is your response?
I see what story you see. I'm so emotions and I'm exhausted a little bit. Messages you see that it's not like you think, where I was saying that I need a job because I don't have any money. That's because I spent all of my money, but I realized that I must say that to my mother and that's it. This is a very big experience for me and my life, and Croatia is now in hard time, and it's, you know, we young people just want to find something better. I hope that everything will be okay, because if not, I will lose my hope in better future. And that's it. Whatever you decide, I will respect that.
She now faces an anxious wait to see if her desperate plea is enough to allow her to enter Australia.
I'm sorry.
This woman, who is travelling home from a short trip to Vietnam, is being frisk searched for any possible concealments.
With your hat, do you have any? You don't? Do you mind if I look? Okay, that's fine. And nothing in your hair at all?
Nothing in your hair?
No? Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Yep.
The search is complete, and officers are now confident she is not bringing anything illegal into the country. But there is still the matter of the infested seafood, and Biosecurity Officer Taz has been called in.
Right. There's maggots in the bag.
Okay, it's all gone. So everything it's contaminated, so everything will have to be... Yep. Okay, so because of the live infestation in the suitcase, contaminate all the food items that she has, so it all have to be destroyed.
The passenger is now free to go, but her luggage will be 32 kilograms lighter as her suitcase and all its contents are seized.
Bye. Bye-bye.
In Melbourne, a decision has been reached about the possible cancellation of this Croatian woman's tourist visa.
Right, so I wish to inform you that based on all the information you gave me and all the evidence I have made a decision to cancel your visa, okay? As your visa has been cancelled, you have been refused immigration clearance. You are also detained and you will be removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen, depending on when
Why did you do that? I didn't do anything. I really didn't do anything.
All right. So
I don't understand. Please tell me why.
So
why?
based on all the reasons that you gave me, I have found that you are a non-genuine visitor to Australia. Or if you are here as a tourist, that you may also need to work possibly to supplement your holiday.
No, but everything is, oh my God, because I don't have credit card, you tell me that I don't have money for pay my everything.
See, but that's not the only reason. It's the fact that right now you don't have enough funds or a credit card. It's also the messages on your phone. It's the fact that the last time...
But that's not a proof. Where is your proof that I was working?
Okay,
where is your proof? Where is anything?
It's also
Okay, I know that you can't change that, but I don't understand.
So what we're going to do now is we'll talk to the airline and we'll see when your flight is.
Can somebody go with me just to pack my things?
Possibly one of your friends can bring you your things, but we can't let you go there.
Oh my God, why did you do that to me? I didn't do anything. I really didn't do anything. And I have money, I have everything. Everything. I don't want to listen to that shit.
Officers often encounter emotional people in desperate situations. But their decisions need to be based on Australia's strict immigration laws.
Ultimately, based on the evidence that I found on her phone and the information that she has told me, I believe that she's not a genuine tourist to Australia.
It's not okay. It's not okay.
Have you ever had any trouble with the police?
Detector dogs, x-rays and swab tests are just some of the essential tools they use to help in this never-ending battle. And today in Brisbane, an English traveller has caught the attention of officers after a detector dog sat next to his suitcase at the baggage carousel.
The dog had a reaction to his bag. He was also very nervous.
And alarm bells start ringing as a preliminary swab test of his case returns a positive result for an illegal substance.
But unfortunately, your bag's up came positive for cocaine readings, and we have to find out why.
How the hell is I'm positive for cocaine readings?
No, the dogs show a reaction to it as well, and if you're telling us you don't know why, you gotta sort of... It doesn't help.
There's no explanation for cocaine. I don't use cocaine, my friends don't use cocaine, nothing like that.
You don't bring anything for anybody?
No way on earth. I would never, for one, I wouldn't smuggle anything anyway. Two, this is like the worst place you could smuggle something to.
Officers are also interested in the man's recent travel.
Whereabouts have you stayed? You stay in backpackers?
Hotels.
Reputable hotels or...?
Some friends' houses. In Africa, I didn't stay in any friends' houses.
So you went to Africa, went home, and then you're coming from New Zealand?
I came from here.
England?
All these questions, man, come on. I'm not known like whatever you think I am. You can search all of my stuff.
I'm not saying that.
I'm not doing anything illegal. I've been completely honest in all of my things.
Well, you're coming to Australia. You're crossing Australian borders.
Yeah.
We're here to protect the borders.
Yeah, no, I understand.
If you do want to come, if you want to be landed, you will answer the questions, basically.
Yeah, no, I'm answering them. It's cool.
Yeah. It seems a bit evasive to some of the questions, still very defensive. Keep saying that it hasn't got anything.
Once again, could be just a defensive sort of behaviour, but we'll see.
A second swab is taken, this time from some of the man's personal belongings, as Officer Roberto makes a concerning discovery in the base of his suitcase.
It's been cashed.
Sir, I've been asking you the same question for the last 10 minutes. Can you please answer the question? Are you willing to participate in the interview? The answer is yes or no.
In Sydney, Border Force Officer Munir is trying to deal with a rather difficult passenger.
Can you please answer the question?
The man is a French citizen arriving via the UK, and he claims to be in a hurry to catch a connecting domestic flight. But it's his own lack of cooperation that's causing the biggest delay.
Well, I'm going to repeat the question again. Are you willing to participate in the interview?
Oui, j'ai bien compris, en fait, oui. Ça, c'est ce que vous voulez
So
dire.
if it's not compulsory, the interview, can I take my flight now and go?
No, sir. Refusing to be interviewed does not mean that we will let you go, sir. If you refuse to participate in the interview, you will be missing your chance to explain why you're trying to enter Australia.
Mr. Vuong is trying to enter on a 3-month tourist visa, but first he must prove that he is a genuine visitor.
So, would you like to participate in the interview?
Pourquoi je viens en Australie ou bien pour quelle
And if
raison?
I answer the question, would you let me go?
Depends on your answers, sir. Are you willing to participate?
Oui, pourquoi pas, oui, si ça prend pas, ça prend pas
Yes,
beaucoup de temps.
why not, if it doesn't take a lot of time.
Okay. So, what's the purpose of your travel to Australia today?
Peut-être pour visiter.
Maybe to visit for tourism, to visit Australia.
So, tell me about your holiday plans.
Ben, le plan, c'est que, bon, ben, c'est...
To have a look at Australian life and how people behave.
So, how long are you planning on staying in Australia?
Mais cette question, c'est...
Right now, I don't know if I like Australia. Do I have the right to apply to stay for a few years?
So, my question is how long are you planning to stay? The response should not be, is it possible to stay longer?
It's an odd thing for someone to ask who claims to be here for a short holiday, and it may have just revealed Mr. Vuong's real intentions. In Brisbane, this English traveller is adamant he has no association with drugs. But Australian Border Force officers need to work out why a detector dog reacted to his suitcase and an initial swab test returned a positive result for traces of cocaine.
There's no explanation for cocaine. I don't use cocaine, my friends don't use cocaine.
Despite his denials, a second swab is taken from some of the man's personal belongings. It's another positive result, this time for THC, the main ingredient found in marijuana. But the immediate concern to officers is his suitcase, which looks as though it may have been tampered with.
It's been cashed.
Honestly, please.
Yeah, honestly, mate.
I promise you I have not cut anything.
I seen snapped coming through the airport, and that is a clean cut.
Honestly, I promise you.
Okay.
Do whatever you need to do.
Officer Roberto calls his supervisor to inspect the case.
It's been tampered with, mate, the bag?
It's never been tampered with, ever.
So you don't recall that being done?
Never.
Never seen it before?
It's obviously a snap. Like, why would I purposely cut that
no, mate,
unless I was a smuggler?
Well, mate,
I'm no type of smuggler at all.
Well, that's because we're getting cocaine readings out of the inside of your bag. Okay?
Search it through and through.
Oh, we will?
Search me through and through. Okay. I have never, ever done that, and I never will do that. So I'm not worried at all.
Okay, before you said you hadn't used marijuana before either.
Yeah.
Okay, I just took a eye scan reading off your phone there, and it came back positive for marijuana.
Yeah, that could be possible.
You just said 2012.
Yeah, I don't smoke weed personally myself, but I'm around people that do smoke weed.
Okay, fair enough.
Suspecting the man may have something to hide, Border Force officers take the investigation to the next level.
So read both sides of that card.
Do I have to read it? Or?
You have to read
it.
It's possible his belongings may have come into contact with drugs whilst travelling, but officers need to be sure that he does not have anything concealed in his suitcase or on his body. Arriving at an international airport, incoming passengers are warned on a number of occasions to declare any organic material.
Nothing fresh fruits or meats.
However, many travellers choose to ignore these warnings.
This represents a huge risk to Australia for the introduction of pest and disease, and you failed to declare it. It says fruit. All you are required to do is say yes or no.
In an effort to combat unwanted pests and diseases, biosecurity officers rely on the help of detector dogs to find undeclared organic material.
Good! Well done!
Predicting who may be carrying prohibited items is a difficult job. But some passengers attract immediate attention. Biosecurity Officer David gives the all clear to the man's feathered headdress, but his unusual assortment of luggage will need to be passed by detector dog Woody.
Hello, puppy. Oh, there's toys
Woody.
everywhere. I've been buying toys for my dog. Hello, Woody. You're cool.
This colourful character is free to go.
You can exit out to your right.
Marvellous.
However, detector dog Woody is now showing interest in the luggage of this passenger returning from Italy, and the elderly man is far from happy about it.
When he came down the dog lane, he was pacing back and forwards. He refused to actually stand in the line. He didn't want the dog to actually sniff his body.
A quick search of the man's bag has revealed what Woody had reacted to.
This is what the dog has found.
I don't know what that is.
You have a look. You tell me. You tell me what they are.
I don't know what they are. What do you want me to say? I don't know what to say. You tell me what I got to say, I say.
I just need to know how these got into your bag.
I don't know what to say. You do whatever you want to do to you. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
He doesn't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I have no idea what they are. They seem to be almost like a cluster of seeds. It could be a bulb, a flower bulb even. So it's just a matter of cleaning them off and trying to figure out what it is.
Following positive readings for cocaine and marijuana off this man's belongings, Australian Border Force officers in Brisbane need to be sure he is not attempting to bring any illicit substances across the border.
Just going to go down this side.
No, it's all good. Do whatever you need to do, sir. It's all good.
While a frisk search is conducted, his suitcase is x-rayed to check for any concealments.
I'm just trying to look for any organic matter that could be present inside the bag in there. On the machine, the blue just means metal and ceramics. So to me, it just shows us fine.
The man's suitcase gets the all clear, and the frisk search also fails to find anything on his body.
All good?
Are you happy with it?
I'm happy with that, sir.
He is free to repack his belongings, but officers would still like an explanation for all the drug readings.
Whenever a dog sits in someone's bag...
So a dog sat on my bag?
on your bag, okay? All right. So like I said, the traces could have come off your clothing or anything like that, okay?
Wouldn't have been my clothing.
Do you go to clubbing much?
Huh?
Do you do clubbing much?
Clubbing?
Yeah.
Music is what I love. That's the main
what
reason
sort of
why
music?
we've come on this trip. We're going to watch a festival called Ireland Rock Festival.
Yeah, what usually happens on the festivals?
Huh?
What usually happens on the festivals?
Yeah, of course. A lot of people do that, but that's not what I do. Like,
Yeah,
honestly,
but I didn't say it was you.
Honestly,
So,
but I could have come
basically-
into contact with someone who's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
That's all good,
understandable.
mate. Yeah,
It's all good.
All right. You enjoy your holiday.
I will now that this is finished.
See you later. Have a good day. We didn't find any drugs. He didn't find drugs on his person. I think Charlie's just here for a good time. and he's on his way now, and I'm sure he'll enjoy his holiday here.
This French citizen arriving via the UK says he has travelled to Australia for a short holiday.
When are you planning to return?
A month or 2 months.
But he may have just accidentally revealed that this is not entirely true.
Do I have the right to apply to stay and for a few years?
The man needs to prove that he is a genuine visitor and that he has enough money to fund his stay.
So we counted the 80 British pounds during the baggage search today. Do you have any other sources of funds?
Bah non, tout ce que j'ai avec moi c'est bon bah 80.
All I have is 80 pounds.
Do you think that 80 British pounds are enough to support your stay in Australia?
Oui, je pense parce que oui.
Yes, I think so.
Do you know anyone in Australia?
Oui.
Yes.
Can you please write down the name and the telephone number? What's your plans for accommodation?
Est-ce que j'ai bien compris en fait
The person I mentioned, I'm going to live with them.
The contact details Mr. Vuong provides match those listed on his incoming passenger card. But what he doesn't realise is that Supervising Officer Emma has already used this information to make some calls.
They've actually stated that they're not willing to support him, and they actually have no interest in his visit to Australia. So he is totally reliant on that £80.
Some major discrepancies are beginning to surface in this man's claims that he is simply a tourist.
It concerns me he's got no plans, it concerns me he's got no money, it also concerns me that the one person that he can provide as being able to support him and accommodate him here in Australia doesn't want to and does want nothing to do with him.
And Supervisor Emma has also discovered some new information.
While you were in the room, I had a look through his passport. He's also received a 20-year ban from the United States of America, so it looks like he's been refused entry before, so we might need to ask him about that.
I noticed that there's an endorsement on your passport. Can you please explain why you've been excluded from the United States?
Oui, c'est ça en fait parce que en fait.
Without going into detail, I will stop and send back to France.
Why?
Aucune idée parce qu'à cette époque, disons que.
I have no idea. I respected what I was told to do.
It seems highly unlikely that he would not know the reason for his 20-year ban. But nevertheless, there is already enough evidence to proceed further.
There appear to be grounds for cancelling your visa. If your visa is cancelled, you will be detained and removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen.
Mr. Vuong will now be given one last chance to come up with a more convincing reason as to why his visa should not be cancelled, and for him to be returned home on the next available flight.
Are they from Italy?
I don't know what to do with this. I don't know where that is.
You have a look. You tell me what they are.
I don't know where they are. I don't know. I can swear to you. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Is it seed?
I don't know where that is.
An elderly man returning home from Italy is becoming increasingly agitated after biosecurity officers located what appear to be seeds in his luggage.
I just need to know how these got into your bag.
Maybe it was in there when I left Australia.
How long ago did you leave Australia?
4 months.
4 months. Okay, so they didn't get in there from Australia because this is still wet.
The items are wrapped in tissue and seem to have been concealed in the bottom of his suitcase.
These are in between your clothes.
They're my clothes. I don't know what to say. You tell me what I got to say.
You've got to tell me
put a fruit inside there.
how they got inside your bag and what you're going to do with them.
I don't know what they're good for eating. I can't eat them. I never put a fruit, anything in this suitcase.
As the man continues to deny that they belong to him, Officer Tanya takes the seeds to an examination room to try and identify them.
Some sort of stone fruit. They're actually relatively fresh. They've still got a lot of the meat around it.
Stone fruit seeds from other countries can carry pests and diseases not found in Australia, and if planted, could cause widespread damage to our environment and economy.
All right, sir.
But this passenger is
Now
not
comes-
backing down.
I asked you if you had any seeds. You told me you didn't. They're stone fruit seeds. They were in your bag. You haven't declared them.
I don't put them in.
Then who put them in there? How did they get in there?
I don't know. I don't know. Can't you feel a little bit better?
Well, you're welcome to pack the bag yourself, sir. I don't have to pack it for you.
This disgruntled Australian resident is facing a possible fine after biosecurity officers discovered prohibited stone fruit seeds in his suitcase.
And there's a little friend coming out of that one.
So some sort of stone fruit.
It's a stone fruit. There was no reason as to how it got in there, why it's in there. He said he didn't put it in there, he didn't know that it was in there. They got in there somehow. Today, sir, for failing to declare that you have seeds in this bag, you're going to be fined $340.
What for?
For not declaring that you've got seeds in this bag.
I don't have a seeds in my bag.
You do. You have the stone fruit seeds in your bag.
You say the seeds, who put them in there? I tell you, I never put anything for it in this box.
Well, I don't believe it.
The man is issued with a quarantine infringement notice.
Okay? I need you to sign and date, and we go pay the fine, and you're free to go.
Why I have to sign? I don't like to sign because I don't know what I sign.
You're signing to say you don't want to go to court. I'll just go get my supervisor. He doesn't want to sign.
Sir, you're going to be fined $340 today for failure to declare something that was in your bag that you're responsible for.
You want $340? Okay. You happy?
All right. We go over here and pay. Here's your passport. You're free to exit.
There appear to be grounds for cancelling your visa. If your visa is cancelled, you will be detained and removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen under Section
Australian Border Force has discovered that this French citizen has been banned from America for 20 years. Now he is trying to enter Australia on a tourist visa with only 80 British pounds to his name.
Do you have any reasons that you'd like to bring to my attention for me not to cancel your visa?
Déjà, bon, d'une part, je suis déjà là.
Yes,
En fait, c'est ça,
with this return ticket I had to buy, that cost me more than £850, and that's a lot of money I had to spend. The other reason would be the trip didn't happen. You ruined the trip. It's wasted.
The client isn't a genuine tourist. He doesn't have the funds to support himself in Australia. He doesn't have neither the financial or emotional support. If he comes into Australia, it could be a welfare issue as well. And I have great concerns that he could be placed in that situation, and I have no desire for that to happen.
At Melbourne International Airport, Australian Border Force officers have taken aside this American woman as several details of her travel have stood out as a little unusual.
Someone's paid for a ticket, they've booked a ticket for her, and she's only here for 5 days with one little backpack and a handbag, which we kind of think is a bit suspicious.
She claims that her brother-in-law paid for the trip.
How come he paid for it all, just out of curiosity?
Because he's a good brother-in-law. He won a lot of money. He won a lot of money in a poker tournament, and I'm planning their wedding.
Okay.
So I was supposed to be in Vegas planning the wedding, but they decided to come here, so we all decided to come here on a vacation, and I'll just finish planning the wedding here. She's like,
Well, by the sounds of it, it's almost done. So why did they need to fly you out? Couldn't you just do a few minor
because
details
it's a
over the
vacation.
phone?
I just went through a nasty breakup 2 months ago.
Okay.
So it's like a vacation for me as well. I just got the call that we're all going.
Okay, so he called you,
No, my sister did.
sister did, and said what? Just
Pack your bags, we're going to Australia.
and you said,
Woohoo!
good, free trip, bonus.
It shouldn't be too hard for officers to verify her story. In the meantime, a swab test of her belongings may expose another fact that she will need to explain. That's a very high reading for traces of methamphetamine, and also certainly means that she has been in contact with it.
So I've done a swab on your bag, and it's come up positive.
What?
For drugs, illegal drugs.
What?
This Australian couple are returning home to Sydney from a trip to China. They've both indicated that they have nothing to declare. However, an X-ray of their luggage is suggesting that this may not be true.
As we're going through here, we're finding a few items that look like could be food. One large items and some smaller items possibly could be fruit. These are definitely a couple of items of major concern, and they really need further inspection here.
First, Biosecurity Officer Warwick wants to confirm that their declarations are correct.
Okay. You said no to everything here, you two?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
yeah.
you packed them yourself?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to open these bags.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Is that what's in there? Biscuit?
That's lolly.
Lolly?
Yeah.
No, lolly? That's a chestnut.
No, lolly.
Chestnut.
Nuts. Yeah.
Chestnut, yeah.
chestnut.
Do you see the word nuts in there? Number 7. What is this? What is it? A vegetable?
Like watermelon, something like
watermelon.
that. Something like that.
It's a fruit. It's a watermelon. Number 6. Why didn't you tick? What's in here? What is that?
These are for cooking.
For cooking, but what is it? It's a green vegetable.
Green.
That's a green vegetable. You understand English? You understand the word vegetable?
No, all the time, I do not understand all.
You told me before that you understood those questions.
Yeah.
The problem is, this is a legal document. It's a declaration to the Australian government that you have answered these questions correctly. You haven't told us you've got all these items. These are not allowed in the country. What is this?
Oh my God.
Australian Border Force officers are about to interview 2 Pakistani men who are travelling together and claim to be visiting Sydney on a short holiday. Officer Lee speaks to one of the men with the help of a translator.
What is your purpose for travelling here today?
I just came here for relaxing time.
Is there any specific details that you can provide me regarding your, relaxing time here?
I'm planning to visit here and there within Sydney area.
Okay. How long are you planning to stay in Australia for?
I will be leaving within a week.
And where are you staying? Have you booked your accommodation?
San Marta? I have a booking with my friend at a hotel in George Street.
And so who's paid for this accommodation?
My friend did.
Okay.
It's 60, something like that.
For yourself, just only yourself?
No, 2 people.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just going to suspend the interview for a moment, okay, to speak to my manager.
Sydney is one of the world's most expensive cities for accommodation, and Officer Lee is not entirely convinced by the man's story. So she wants to compare it to what his travelling companion has been saying in the other room.
So he stated that the room is $60 a night, and 2 of them will be sharing. Is this right? No,
That's not correct. That's not consistent to what we found.
What we found it.
Both by contacting the hotel and from what the other person's saying.
Okay.
Why have you come to
Officers continue to question both the men, and it is soon discovered that many more details of their trip are not adding up.
How long do you intend to stay in Australia?
Some of the inconsistencies include their tourism plans, where they're going to be in Australia, as well as their intended departure dates. Based on what we found out, I do find it hard to believe that they are genuine tourists.
In Melbourne, large traces of methamphetamines have been found on the belongings of this American woman, which indicates that there's a very strong possibility that she's recently been in contact with drugs.
So I've done a swab on your bag, and it's come up positive.
What?
For drugs, illegal drugs.
What?
Now, not a small reading, but a large reading. That machine has indicated to me quite strongly that you have come into contact with some sort of drug.
We don't use drugs. I'm like,
fair enough.
Clean as...
What I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of why the machine will tell me that
Okay.
you've come into contact with drugs.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
so
he's looking through all
at
my
the
stuff.
moment you can't tell me any reason why.
I've never been in trouble.
Never been
Clean
in trouble?
record. Never ever don't have anything on my record at all. I'm a nurse.
Yep.
I'm also a drug and alcohol counselor. I mean, I have patients that are in bands that tour all over the world. So it's my job to keep them sober while they're on tour. So I mean, I'm
Okay.
probably
Oh.
subject to a
How's
lot
that
of
as a
stuff.
job?
It's like being a glorified babysitter for a bunch of spoiled brats.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But I mean, I'm sure I come into contact with God knows what, you know.
Her explanation seems plausible, but because the readings are so high, officers want to conduct a frisk search. While it is being conducted, at a different bench, officers have just taken aside another woman off a different flight.
So I have here a female passenger. She's coming from Dubai. She's also been in Ivory Coast and previous to that Nigeria. So I just want to have a chat with her and examine her further.
But before officers begin this interview, they decide to x-ray her bag first and immediately discover that there is something very wrong.
Looks like a concealment.
You haven't told us you've got all these items. These are not allowed in the country. Now,
At Sydney Airport, 2 Australian residents have returned home from China with a bag full of undeclared food, and high-risk items continue to be found.
what is this?
Oh my God.
This is not allowed in the country either.
Go to the rubbish.
It's going to go in the rubbish. It's going to be seized. You've got little seeds in here. What's in there? What's that? These are dates that got a seed inside, not allowed in Australia because the seed. But the same old thing, you haven't declared these on your cards. On that card, have you? You've got a lot of items here not declared. What's in here, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, you're the passenger coming into Australia.
Someone's friend gave it to my wife.
Someone gave it to you.
Something.
What's this?
It looks like seeds. Looks like seeds.
Seeds for growing, isn't it? Growing this plant?
Yeah, I think so.
And again, you have not ticked it on the cards.
Only trust me, I really don't know someone put in.
Sir, you are the passengers coming in here. You are responsible. I did ask you at the beginning, if everything belonged to you, and you said yes. Now you're telling me someone else has put something in here?
Help us. A lot of friends come to help us to put it in.
Well, you're the responsible person. You need to know what's in your bags.
Yeah.
You just can't bring seeds in here and not declare.
Big trouble.
This is serious, sir. This is very serious.
Australian Border Force officers suspect that these 2 men are not telling the truth that they've come to Australia for just a 1-week holiday.
Based on what we found out, I do find it hard to believe that they are genuine tourists.
And officers have now found some concerning evidence on one of the men's mobile phones.
We've located text messages indicating that he's coming to Australia for an extended period, and also there are references to working in those text messages.
The person he's speaking to looks like it's his partner offshore, and he's saying that he's going to be here for 3 months. All the messages seem like she's pretty upset that he's going to be away for that long.
The passenger will be confronted with the incriminating messages.
Before you just go 10 days, now 3 months. I don't know how to live my days without you. Honey, you have to do work for us. So obviously this is indicating that you're planning to, you know, be in Australia for 3 months. You'll be working here in Australia. So this is correct.
In Melbourne, an American woman who's had high readings for methamphetamine has just been frisk searched and nothing has been found. Officers conclude that the readings must be a consequence of her occupation back in LA.
I'm a nurse and I just traveled here from California, and I'm also a drug and alcohol counselor. So I come into contact with people that are on drugs and trying to get off drugs, and I sometimes help them dispose of drugs. And so apparently when they did their little scan of my items, they detected trace amounts of drugs on my belongings. So we just had a big, huge check of my belongings and tried to sort everything out. And so I think it's all sorted out now, but they do a good job.
But at another bench, this Japanese national is not going anywhere soon, as officers suspect they may be dealing with a possible drug courier.
She's been in Ivory Coast before here, and Nigeria before that. So she's staying at the budget hotel in Preston.
Her bag has been x-rayed, and the image clearly shows 2 abnormal densities in the lining of the bag.
Judging by the x-ray image, we believe that there may be a concealment there.
It will still need to be tested. And at the bench, Officer Janelle has noticed a concerning detail about the woman.
It was revealed that she is pregnant. She's approximately 32 weeks along.
A swab is now taken to be tested to see if there are any traces of narcotics.
That's meth, good reading.
This is serious, sir. This is very serious.
An Australian couple returning from China has been caught making a false declaration about a large amount of prohibited items they are trying to bring back in their bags.
What we've found initially are chestnuts and a melon, a bit of fruit, dates, cheese, and now we've found some seeds items for growing. What's that for?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's in your bags and you don't know. These are seeds for sowing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not allowed.
And this find is not the last of it.
Now, that's concealed in a tea bag, isn't it?
Oh my God.
That's the same as these other seeds, sir. Did you see the word seeds in there? Why haven't you ticked?
I don't know.
As even more items are found, the couple continue to plead ignorance.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah, I don't know.
But they may not be as naive as they are making out. As Officer Warwick discovers, they are both seasoned travellers.
You're Australian citizen?
Yeah.
You've been in and out of the country?
But never trouble, trust me. Never we do something.
Well, there's going to be a bit of trouble today because you've got some food items here that you haven't declared on your card. And
The situation is not looking good. And to make matters worse, Officer Warwick has found something he has never encountered before.
Sir, what is this? Looks like part of an animal, is it?
Yeah.
What sort of an animal?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
The fleshy appendage is certainly from some kind of animal, and discovering exactly what it is sure to be disturbing.
What is it? What is it?
Before you just go 10 days, now 3 months. Honey, I don't know how to live my days without you.
Australian Border Force officer Lee is struggling to believe that this man and his friend are intending to stay in Australia for just 1 week's holiday, when a number of messages on his mobile phone suggests otherwise.
This is indicating that you're planning to, be in Australia for 3 months. You'll be working.
These are from my girlfriend. I just sent her this message just to get away from her. I wouldn't be staying in one place for 3 long months.
It's an unlikely explanation, and Officer Lee's concerns are shared by her supervisor.
I find this really implausible. You don't just go and tell your partner that you're going away for 3 months for work and then you arrive the next day in a foreign country.
She's not his partner, she's his girlfriend.
Regardless. Yeah. He's turned around and said that he's not available for 3 months.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he said that to her, and he's going to be away working. Well, he's turned up here.
Taking this into consideration, along with both the men's conflicting stories, there is now enough evidence to make the next step.
After weighing up all of the information available to me, I am satisfied that grounds for cancelling the visa outweighs the reason for not cancelling. I have therefore decided to cancel the visa.
With both the men's visas cancelled, they will be returned home on the next flight, and they face being excluded from entering Australia for 3 years. The X-ray of a bag belonging to a heavily pregnant Japanese woman is showing a possible concealment, and a swab has tested positive.
That's good reading.
She has been read her rights and has been escorted to an interview room. Officers originally took her aside due to a number of suspicious details to her travels.
She was in Nigeria for approximately 2 months before travelling to the Ivory Coast. Also, she stated that she was only here for a short time, 3 days. She had never been here before. She didn't seem to know a lot about Australia. She had no set plans while she was here. All she mentioned was that she was shopping.
Her empty bag still shows a strange mass on the X-ray.
The image shows there could possibly be a concealment within the sides of the bags, so we'll examine that further.
It will now be drilled to see exactly what is concealed inside. An unidentified animal part has been found in the suitcase of this Australian couple returning from China.
Sir, what is this? What is it? Looks like part of an animal, is it?
Yeah, I think
What sort of an animal?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know?
Deer, from deer.
From a deer?
Yeah.
Again, you haven't ticked, have you? You haven't ticked it at all?
Sorry, no.
Well,
sorry, no.
sorry's not good. On further inspections of that, it looks like the parts of a deer penis that they obviously eat for whatever reasons, health reasons. Most of these items...
Deer penis is used in traditional Chinese medicine, and to retain its properties is often extracted from the live animal. It's believed to have various health benefits, including enhancing sexual potency in men.
Okay, that one I got a certificate for sure, because I'm a little bit sick.
It doesn't matter whether you got a certificate or not. You have not declared
okay.
It's part of an animal or part of a deer, and it's not allowed in this form.
Okay.
Okay? It's raw meat. It could have animal diseases such as anthrax or foot-and-mouth disease. We can't be sure what's in it. It needs to be commercially prepared in a can, cooked in a can, not raw dried meat with part of the hair attached. You're going to be fined $340 today for not declaring these foods. It's going to cost you.
Okay, I agree.
Yes, you have to.
Because I did not think that I have to. Okay.
Yes.
On top of paying the $340 fine, all of the couple's seized items will be destroyed, making this a very expensive lesson. Australian Border Force officers are about to drill a bag that they believe has narcotics hidden inside its lining. The heavily pregnant Japanese woman who owns the suitcase has been taken to an interview room and is still maintaining her innocence.
Her demeanour is quite calm. She doesn't seem to be too much concerned. So she's just stayed the same level the entire way through.
The bag has now been drilled and a powder has been extracted.
A white crystal substance has actually come out of the side of the baggage.
This is taken to be tested with a machine that fires a laser through the substance. These devices usually produce an extremely accurate reading.
Methamphetamine, 92%.
The result and the purity will be confirmed in a lab, but for now the 23-year-old woman is handed over to the Australian Federal Police. Australian Border Force officers have stopped a Chinese national arriving off a flight from Hong Kong, as they need to know a few more details about her trip.
Look at this one. She's a single traveller here staying in a hotel. She can't really explain what she's going to do. We're just trying to find out her story and what she's actually doing here.
Did you pay for your air flight to come to Australia?
Yeah. I buy.
You buy?
I buy.
The woman speaks limited English, but she's carrying a detailed itinerary for 1 month in Australia. Officers closely inspect her travel documents and soon notice some inconsistencies.
There's a contradiction. Her passenger card on arrival says she's staying for 14 days. She's actually got ticketing for 28 days.
The woman says she has to return to China sooner than she had originally intended.
Why do you need to leave Australia early? You have planned your holiday?
I have many jobs.
Many jobs?
Need finish. I can't stay too long.
But officers are curious as to why the woman hasn't changed her return flight.
Yeah. Okay. I will change my flight date.
Okay.
I must change my flight. I forget.
It's unusual that she's changed her travel plans. It's not unusual in that she said she needs to get back to work, but I just don't understand why she'd take all that time to book a whole month's holiday with all her bookings, different hotels, and then cancel them.
This passenger's story just doesn't add up. So a full baggage search will now be carried out to make sure she is not attempting to bring anything illegal into the country. Biosecurity officers are concerned that this highly agitated passenger may be concealing something in his luggage.
We're just running his bags to the X-ray today, and I can see that we already need to open up his bags and have a look. There's a lot of organic material here. Brought our attention that he keeps moving his water bottle around, so we'll be having a closer look in his water bottle. It could be something. Sir, stop! Put your bag here. Okay. Yes, you're speaking fine. Okay, just wait. Give me that bottle, please. Thank you. Okay, yes, it's okay. Just stay calm. Stay calm.
Officer Andrea now wants to check with the man about his declaration card, but she's having trouble getting the nervous traveller to pay attention.
Sir, you need to listen to, sir. You need to calm down, sir.
Oh.
What are you looking for? Okay, so... No phone. Sir, no telephone.
Where?
Sir, no telephone.
I don't ask.
Excuse me, no... Sir, excuse me. Sir, I'm talking to you. No telephone. No phone, sir. Okay. We'll have to call, I'm going to get the AFP. No telephone, okay? No. You're understanding me, okay? I need you to concentrate here, please. This is Chinese. Chinese, yeah? Okay.
The man finally decides to concentrate on the task at hand, so Officer Andrea now needs to confirm that he has nothing to declare.
Do you have anything to declare? You're pointing to cigarettes and alcohol. So he's indicating to me that he's got cigarettes, and I think that might be a bit of the nervous behaviour today. However, I'm not really concerned about the cigarettes. For me, it's what our biosecurity risk is. So you need to open your bag. Open.
Biosecurity have noticed that the man seems very reluctant to allow them to inspect his water bottle. So, with alarm bells ringing, that is exactly what Officer Andrea does first.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Australian Border Force officers are about to interview this young passenger who is returning from South Korea on a student visa. But they are surprised when a routine bag search reveals that he is carrying a large amount of undeclared cigarettes.
We found that you have 3,400 cigarettes in your possession.
International passengers carrying more than 50 cigarettes must declare them so the duty can be paid.
So why did you import this quantity?
Australian cigarette is a little bit expensive for me, so I bring.
It may still end up costing him, but for now the cigarettes will be held elsewhere while officers' attention turns to the student visa, which the man is travelling on. Border Force have information which indicates his enrolment was cancelled prior to him leaving Australia.
Our records indicate that he's not enrolled in any course of study at the moment. So we just need to establish if there's any intention to re-enroll, and we'll take it from there.
Officer Munir will question the passenger to determine if he is in breach of his student visa conditions.
What's the purpose of your travel to Australia today?
For studying.
How long are you planning on staying in Australia?
It's one year.
Departmental records indicate that your last confirmation of enrollment for a Certificate 3 in business was cancelled by your education provider due to unsatisfactory course progress. Have you made any arrangements to re-enroll in a course of study?
In the arrivals hall, Border Force officers are questioning the reason why this Chinese passenger has booked and then cancelled a detailed itinerary before arriving in Australia.
She is now saying she's only going to stay here 2 weeks instead of a month.
The woman claims she is a chairman's assistant and that her plans have unexpectedly changed due to work commitments back in China. But officers are not entirely convinced.
Leave it, I'll do it, it's okay, leave it. Leave it here.
Her belongings will now be closely inspected to make sure she is not attempting to smuggle anything illegal into the country.
Who's this?
All mine.
She becomes increasingly agitated by the routine search.
Mine. It's mine.
It's yours.
Yeah, it's mine. It's all mine.
Keep your voice down, I need to scream.
Officer Bill now locates some very unusual bottles of liquid.
That goes in your hair.
Yeah.
A swab is taken from the liquid leaking from the bottles. This test will indicate if there are any traces of narcotics on the passenger's belongings. Australian Border Force officers are trying to determine if this Chinese woman who claims she's here for a holiday is carrying anything illegal.
Who's this?
All mine.
As they search her luggage, she has become increasingly agitated.
It's a woman.
Keep your voice down.
And this could be the reason why. The woman says it's just hair products, but a swab test has returned a positive result for a narcotic. The investigation must now be stepped up.
What's this for?
Hi.
Okay. Did you buy this from China? Where did you buy this one from?
China. This is China.
From China?
Yeah, this is China.
Border Force officers are well aware that drug syndicates have developed sophisticated methods of suspending narcotics in liquid. So the bottles will now be taken to an examination room for secondary testing, while the passenger is further questioned.
Have you come in contact with any drugs? Have you taken any drugs? Any drugs? No drugs?
No.
Okay. Any trouble with the police?
No.
A sample of the liquid will now be identified in a first defender test and help officers determine if the passenger is telling them the truth. After visiting his parents in South Korea, this young man says that he is returning for his 4th year of study in Australia.
What was the name of the course?
It's business college, certificate for.
Border Force officers have obtained information that indicates the man has stopped attending classes and had his enrolment cancelled before he left Australia.
Have you made any arrangements to re-enroll in a course of study?
아직 없습니다.
With no current enrolment, he is in breach of his student visa conditions. But the man says he intends to enroll in a new course once he enters the country.
And what's the name of the course that you're planning to enroll in?
Diploma.
I'm thinking of diploma for at the same institution.
Is it also business, sir?
Yes.
Do you carry any funds for the purpose of paying tuition fees?
학비를 지금 가지고 있진
I don't
않은데.
have the funds with me, but my parents, they are going to send me.
Are you able to show us any proof of those funds?
How much do I need to show for?
It depends on the course you're planning to enroll in.
I can prove this a few days later. So now I have no enough money, but.
But today you cannot show any proof of your funds?
Yes, I can't.
Officer Munir suspends the interview to discuss the case with his supervisor. And it's not looking good for the passenger.
I mean, he's a student, but yet he's got no enrolment. He's got no school. He's got no plans for any school. He doesn't even know what a course. And he's absolutely got no money to study as well.
This student is going to need to come up with a very good reason as to why he should not be sent back home to South Korea on the first available flight. Biosecurity officers are concerned that this passenger from China may be carrying prohibited items.
Oh, wow. In the water bottle, he's got concealment of seeds. This is why when this gentleman presented to us today, he was very, very protected of the water bottle. He's clearly putting seeds in the bottle. So to me, it's an indication that he's trying to bring him into the country without declaring him, without us knowing. These are seeds for actually sowing. The whole water container is actually filled with seeds.
Seeds for sowing are high risk as they can contain pests and diseases which could be a critical threat to Australia's agricultural industry.
Put your phone away or I'm going to call the police. You need to calm down, okay? You need to calm down.
And, judging by the man's nervous behaviour, it could be just the beginning.
He's very agitated, moving things around. He's not paying attention to me. Stop, so please stop, okay? You let me do it, okay? Please don't touch. Stop, no. His hands at the moment are trembling. He's almost breaking out into a perspiration. So, yeah, there you go, look, there's some more. Are they more seeds?
It's for sowing.
It's for sowing, okay.
Officers are increasingly concerned about what they'll find next.
We just got to make sure that there's no actual live plant material or anything else that is of high biosecurity risk for us here today.
And when Officer Andrea opens a packet of tea, she discovers another prohibited concealment.
Oh, what's this? Oh, what's this?
After finding prohibited seeds in the luggage of this man arriving from China, officers have opened a bag labelled as tea, and they've discovered another concealment.
It's tobacco. That's tobacco.
Yeah, that's concealed, yeah?
Yeah, well, it's in a tea packer. I mean, you don't normally package tobacco in a tea packer, and it clearly is an indication of tea, but as you can see inside,
concealed,
and it's not a processed form of tobacco.
No, no.
So he obviously knows it's been,
Yes, we'll
it's been
get
caught out
customs
today.
as well, yeah.
Absolutely.
Officers continue to find the smuggled tobacco all throughout his luggage.
Here we go. Look at this. Ready? There you go.
Oh, another one.
Here's some more here.
As the goods pile up, the man's stress increases.
He's starting to perspire now, and he seems to be very agitated, but I think because he's been caught out today, it's not going to look very good for him in the end.
And now some full cigarette packets have been found on the ground, right near the man's feet.
Hello, these yours? Why were they on the ground?
Officers suspect he's tried to discard them to avoid being caught. And when identical packets are found in his case, it's confirmed.
Oh, look at this. Another packet. No.
It is a huge haul of undeclared and prohibited items. But now, something has gone missing.
Where's the cigarettes? Come back. Where's the cigarettes that were here? Cigarette. Chris, come back for a minute, please. Where's the cigarette? You took the cigarette from here.
It has come to my attention that there appeared to be a ground for cancellation of your visa.
Australian Border Force officers have issued this South Korean man, returning for his 4th year of study, with a notice of intention to consider cancelling his visa.
I can find no evidence that you are currently enrolled in a registered course of study, nor do you have a current letter of offer.
It appears that he is in breach of a number of his student visa conditions, but he is given a final chance to plead his case.
Is there any degree of hardship that would result from the cancellation of your visa?
아주 큽니다.
Very big hardship.
Can you please describe this hardship?
아버지는 많은 기대를 하고 있습니다.
I have spent 3 years in Australia for my purpose, and my parents who sent me to Australia for my study are expecting a very good result from my study for my future.
예, 그게 답니다.
That's all.
At this stage, I'll have to suspend the interview to prepare my decision.
The young man now faces an anxious wait, while officers decide if he is allowed to continue his studies in Australia.
Huh? Have you taken any drugs? Any drugs? No drugs?
No.
Okay. Any trouble with the police?
No.
This woman says she has come to Australia for a 2-week holiday. But Border Force officers are concerned she may be attempting to smuggle narcotics into the country.
We did an ion scan test on some of the goods from the passenger's bag, and it came back positive for cocaine. But we're going to do another test with the first offender and see what we get with that.
The woman claims the bottle contains hair products, and this test will give a clear indication if she is telling the truth.
Just done a further test on the liquid, and it's come back as negative.
Border Force officers have completed their thorough investigation and are now satisfied that the woman is not concealing narcotics. The relieved passenger is now free to enjoy her holiday.
So we've cleared her bags, there's nothing in the bags. Sometimes you get false positives, hair products will react as cocaine.
where's the cigarette? You took the cigarette from here.
Biosecurity officers have confiscated a large amount of undeclared cigarettes from this man. But now, some of the cigarettes appear to have gone missing.
You know what? Can we get a body search done on him? He's very agitated, very nervy, very jumpy.
After explaining the procedure to the passenger, Australian Border Force officers proceed with the frisk search.
That is the packet that he took off the barrier. I knew there was another packet and he took it.
Another one.
The missing cigarettes have been located and the frisk search fails to find anything else on the man's body. Officer Andrea must now decide his penalty.
He's given me no option but to issue an infringement notice. Bordering on what I was going to fine, it could have ended up being a prosecution for this passenger. It is going to be a $360 fine today.
With the prohibited goods confiscated, he's also issued with an additional fine for the undeclared tobacco.
So you need to sign there, please.
He's now free to enter Australia, minus the seeds and tobacco. After having his college enrolment cancelled due to poor attendance, Australian Border Force officers are now weighing up whether this young man should be allowed to enter the country on his student visa.
He did actually indicate in his response, so my parents expect good results. So the expectations of parents is that he will get good results. So there is going to be some emotional hardship there for him to have to tell his parents that he can't graduate and that he's wasted the last 3 years of his life here in Australia, because that is going to be an emotional hardship for him.
After carefully considering all of the evidence, a decision has been made.
After weighing up all the information available to me, I was satisfied that the grounds for cancelling your visa outweighed the reasons for not cancelling. As your visa has been cancelled, you will be refused immigration clearance. You will also be detained and removed from Australia as an unlawful non-citizen.
So the passenger will now be returning home to South Korea, without a diploma and with a lot of explaining to do to his parents. Australia's biosecurity officers play a vital role in preventing unwanted pests and diseases from entering the country.
All these fish should have been declared. This can carry serious disease like this.
And what some people try to sneak in is just as surprising
There's a whole chicken.
as their reaction to getting caught.
You said nothing, no more, only paste.
I'm busy, my head.
A German man who claims to be on a short sightseeing trip has arrived in Melbourne. But what Australian Border Force officers find a little odd is that the attractions he claims to be here to visit are all located in Sydney.
He says he's coming here for a holiday, however, he only has $250, and when Customs conducted a baggage search, they only found 2 pairs of pants and 2 shirts. Okay, so what is the purpose of your visit today?
This is only holiday.
Holiday.
10 days holiday.
Okay. All right, now, is there anything specific that you wanted to see in Sydney?
Opera House. Opera House and it's the bridge. I see the people can walk on the bridge.
Okay.
And it's one of my wish.
Okay. So why did you buy a ticket to Melbourne and not Sydney?
The travel agency by me, I was angry too because I wanted direct to fly to Sydney.
Okay, so when Customs had a look at your bag, you had a very small amount of clothing, 2 pants and 2 shirts.
Yes.
It's not much for 10 days.
This is, if I travel, I try to travel very light.
So how much money do you have?
I have $250.
Do you have a bank account?
Yes.
How much money do you have in a bank account?
It is essential that all travellers arriving on a tourist visa have sufficient funds to pay for their stay.
So you have $2,000 in a bank account,
yes.
A $5,000 limit credit card. Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
The passenger seems to have all the right answers, But as a precaution, Officer Yuki decides to verify his story and calls the hotel in Sydney where he claims he's paid to stay the next 2 nights.
I just need to check if a passenger has a booking at your hotel. Does he have a booking? Oh, okay. Okay, so the credit card has declined.
This Chinese man has just arrived from Hong Kong and is struggling to answer simple questions about his trip to Australia.
Why did you want to come to Melbourne?
Why? My cousin is here.
That's the only reason?
He is here, and I go where?
I'm saying in Melbourne, what do you want to do while you're on holidays here? Can you tell me anything that you know about Melbourne?
No, I first time.
Yeah. But if I go to another country, I do research on what I want to see. If I'm holidaying somewhere.
No, I will buy a book to see.
How long do you want to stay in Australia?
1 month to 2 months.
That's a long holiday. Do you know when you go home on your ticket? Which day?
This is stay 2 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not for 2 months, this ticket.
It's not 2 months?
No.
It's how long?
Well, you should know. You pay the money for the ticket, you ask him the date you want to stay. It's not 2 months.
This, okay, 2 months, and then you
it's
can
not
change.
2 months. It'll be finished before 2 months.
The man's return ticket is actually booked to leave in just 2 weeks, and his inconsistent story has officers increasingly concerned.
He's finding it hard to provide detail. It tells me that he may be hiding something about his travel to Australia.
He may be attempting something illegal. So, as a precaution, a swab is taken from his luggage for any traces of narcotics. A German man who's arrived in Melbourne with only a small backpack says he's here to fulfill his dream of climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Okay, so the credit card has declined.
But following a call to confirm his hotel booking in
great,
Sydney, officers now have serious doubts that he is here simply as a tourist.
What he's claiming to say might not actually be the truth, and he may not actually have enough funds to support his stay in Australia.
With only $250 in cash, there are concerns the man may be here to work illegally.
So I called the hotel. Now the hotel has told me that your credit card was declined, and because your credit card was declined, they have cancelled your booking.
Oh, this is impossible.
I just spoke to them. I just called them. So why has your credit card been declined?
I don't know. It's impossible. What you mean that they declined? Declined is not work.
That's right. They tried to use your credit card because they want to get some money, and then the credit card.
I buy another thing too. 2 days before.
Okay, so maybe something happened from 2 days before to today. That worries me because then you cannot pay for your holiday.
If my credit card did not work, I'm dead.
Okay.
I must get money.
All right. I just need to check a few more things, okay? I will come back.
Yeah.
The man seems genuinely surprised by what has happened. He claims to have no access to internet banking, so officers decide to give him a final option to prove he has sufficient money.
On top of his credit, he also has $2,000 in a bank account.
Why don't we take him to check his savings?
Okay.
If he turns out that he doesn't have any funds, then I think your grounds are a lot stronger.
Yeah. All right.
So we'll go and check his bank account now. So we're just going to go to the ATM. You're going to use your card and you're going to check your balance.
After travelling more than 5,000 kilometres, it's now just a short walk to see if his bank balance will allow him to continue his Australian holiday.
So it's invalid.
In Melbourne, a swab test of this man's luggage has returned a large reading for illicit substances.
We've got
high readings of cocaine and ketamine.
Ketamine is a veterinary anaesthetic commonly used as a horse tranquilizer. But its hallucinogenic properties make it a popular party drug, misused on the underground dance scene. It also has a much more sinister reputation as a date rape drug.
And we get positive reading. Yeah. For cocaine and ketamine. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I go Hong Kong disco, somebody...
Hong Kong disco,
yeah.
all right. So do you see people around you in the disco using drugs?
Many people.
Many people?
Yeah.
Do you use any drugs?
Little.
What drug?
Cocaine, smoke.
Smoke, yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Okay, what else?
What other drug?
Other drugs?
Yeah.
Ketamine.
Ketamine, yeah, okay. And cocaine?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything with you today that you shouldn't have?
What should I have?
Do you have anything on your body?
No.
Officer Brett still suspects he is trying to hide something. And several messages which have just been found on the man's phone appear to confirm his concerns.
Something happened in New Zealand?
He was sent back.
Okay.
I'm not sure for what reason.
All right, thanks for that. Thank you. We just heard all the messages, okay? We just had somebody listen to everything.
What?
I just had somebody, Chinese, listen to everything.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you tell me what is happening. I want you to tell me the truth now, what you want to do in Australia. And don't say holiday.
Holiday?
No.
I know?
No.
It's about holiday, I don't know.
All right, bring your bags.
Just
take your bags, pack everything up, we go into a room, okay? You need to start telling the truth.
So it's invalid. Press yes. No, because that one didn't work. Try the other one.
This man has one final chance to prove to officers he has enough money for his short stay.
Account balance.
It's good news for the passenger. With over 1,000 Australian dollars in his account, he may be one step closer to his dream of climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Okay, just have a sec. That actually adds a bit of new light to the situation because it suggests that he has enough funds to support his stay.
Based on the evidence, a decision has been made.
So, look, we have decided to allow you into the country today, but I do need to remind you that you do hold a tourist visa. Your visa is only for tourism purposes, yeah, and you cannot work on your tourist visa, okay?
And the relieved passenger is now free to begin his Australian holiday.
Bring your bags, pack everything up, we go into a room. You need to start telling the truth, because that is not the truth. Just follow this officer here.
In Melbourne, a Chinese passenger is being escorted to a private interview room.
There was information on his telephone that he had recently been denied entry into New Zealand. You had problem in New Zealand, yes?
What?
You tell the truth. In New Zealand, you have problem, yes? He said he was refused entry at the border only a month ago. I asked him what happened there, and he just stated that they didn't like him.
Officers suspect there's a lot more to the man's story than he's letting on, so further investigations are made.
Yeah, Romeo 10 copy.
And it's soon discovered that the man has a serious criminal record which he has failed to mention.
He'd recently been involved in a seizure of narcotics. He said he was in possession of approximately 7 grams of ketamine.
Inside the room, the passenger's belongings are thoroughly searched and he is frisked.
Come on, come this way.
While nothing is found, officers still have concerns about allowing him entry into the country. And after further questioning, he is denied immigration clearance.